uninsured, you're not going to be as committed as this woman has to be for her car. Right. Where are we? Okay. So she says that even though 911 doesn't normally handle calls about stolen vehicles, 911 doesn't handle calls about stolen vehicles in Chicago. Pay attention. I will make sure everything is done that this is resolved today. About an hour later, someone at 911 called back to confirm the report had been filed. Finally. Finally. This is the beginning of the story. Right here. This is where it gets filed. We're looking at 4 hours, a few days. Who knows? Where is it? Right here. So she gave the report to her insurance company, which paid off her remaining debt on her car loan for the SUV. I don't even know what that means. Anyways, so she called the City Civilian Office of Police Accountability to file the complaint. COPA. Okay. Come on, this is not going. As in, we don't need to go this far. Look. Her complaint was referred to the Police Bureau of Internal Affairs. It closed its investigation without disciplinary action being taken. Nobody got in trouble for this. Nobody got fired for this incompetence. Nobody did. And you're telling me that crime is down? Right. Sometimes ask police officers, is this one's experience an indication of how people are treated when they try to file a crime by phone? Watch. The Chicago Police Department members are expected to conduct themselves professionally and treat all individuals with fairness and respect. Residents are also reminded that they can file non-emergency reports online or at any of CPD 22 district station. Okay. Ask about the delays in police reports getting taken over the phone. They blame COVID-19 pandemic. Oh my god. An ARS was taken to education and training academy facility. Because of education and technical limitations, the reduction in how many ARS calls was able to take at one time. Get fucked. They hung up on her 16 times. They hung up on her 16 times. But say it returned to its normal location and is able to hold callers on the line until a representative is available who is going to hang up on you after accusing you of sleeping with Ray Ray, who then comes and takes your car. According to the Office of Emergency Management and Communications, 311 call was up nearly 30% in the first 3 months of 2021 over 2020 because it was answering calls about coronavirus death. Anyways, okay, so that's that. Thank God for the end of that story. I was getting pissed off. But I want you guys to let's see this part again. This is very, very important. Hung up on 16 times, and then they said her sticker is expired and that she needs to go to a station to get a citation, pay the ticket, buy a new sticker, and then come back to talk about your stolen vehicle. Get fucked. So this is what it means to file a criminal complaint in Chicago. That is the meaning of filing a criminal complaint. So when people are discouraged from filing police reports like this woman did, of course crime is going to go down. And that's my point. So just to dispel these notions of crime being down to 33%, let's go through some recent stories in Chicago to ask you whether Chicago is safe or safer now that crime is down 33% because of this fucking monkey right here. Okay, so this is Birmingham. We don't care about Birmingham, but let's just Chicago weekly shootings. When was this? Let's see when this was. Yeah, Bing is a joke. I apologize for using Bing. But Chicago shootings, at least 20 shot, 3 fatally in weekend gun violence across the city. Guys, Chicago violence is a heading.
3 men were shot inside of a business near 63rd and Cottage.
It's a heading of its own, and they just have weekly updates summarizing the shootings of every week. So that's a thing. So 20 shots. It's not gun violence, it's people violence. People shooting each other. That's not gun violence, that's people violence. June 30th, 2025. I'm recording this 14th July. Depends on when it comes out. 20 people shot, 3 dead. Where? So we have Washington Park. Officers responded to a call. So the main times you get police response and it's rapid, it's when someone gets shot or you see someone holding a gun. That's the thing. If you want police to respond to you, tell them you see a gun. They will come. So Southside Chicago, of course. Washington Park, someone was shot. South Prairie, someone shot in the head, dead on the scene. What the fuck? No one in custody. Area 1 detectives are investigating. This is insane. Look. They tracked the violence. Northwest Side, Saturday morning, shot to death. Shooting in Bucktown neighborhood of West Cortlandt Street. I'm not even sure what that is. But as I said, this is just less than 14 days ago. And look at the stories we're hearing. This is just the shootings. We're not even talking about the robberies. We're not talking about the thefts. We're not talking about the carjackings. We're not talking about the rapes. We're not talking about grand theft auto, the shoplifting, the assaults, the violence, the robberies, all those things. We're just talking about shootings alone. All right. So minutes later, one of two men who tried to rob a woman shot her during a struggle on the south side. God. So Chicago is safer? Chicago is safer. When just 2 weeks ago, someone got shot in the middle of a robbery. Let's continue. West Palmer neighborhood shooting. Two male offenders approached a 21-year-old and tried to steal her property. Struggle ensued. A struggle ensued. They're robbing her. She says a struggle ensued. One of the offenders took out the gun and opened fire, shot in the leg. She's in fair condition. No one in custody. Area 2 detectives investigating. Hours later, 3 people injured, and a man was killed in a shooting incident. That's a mass shooting, by the way. 3 people injured in a mass shooting. No, that's 4 people actually. So literally the FBI definition of a mass shooting. Did they call this did you see mass shooting here? They just called it a shooting incident. But it's actually a mass shooting. But whatever. This is 4 p.m. on 63rd Street. Oh yeah. What's his name? King Von, right? Right? He said something about what? She said, fuck that nigga, he from 63rd. Yeah, that's 63rd right there. Okay. Victims, 25-year-old man, whatever, 6-year-old boy. Whoops. 31-year-old victim was shot multiple times, dead at the University of Chicago hospital. Shot in the leg. Like, what are we doing? No arrest reported. 40-year-old victim had a bullet grazed wound to the head. This is normal in Chicago. This is just a normal Tuesday, guys. Look. 6-year-old boy had a grazed wound from glass fragments. They took themselves to the UCH and Commerce Children's Hospital in good condition, guys. You just had a bullet grazed wound to the head and some glass, so you're in good condition in Chicago. That this monkey says crime is down, guys. Crime is down. Don't worry about it. Crime is down. All right, next. So this is the same story. Okay, this is July 14th. This is the date of recording. 3 dead, 21 shot in Chicago weekend shootings. As I said, every weekend you can guarantee shootings. All the local news people collate the shootings into a weekly story and publish. It's so common. We just need somebody to archive them in one place. But let's just go through it. We won't keep repeating ourselves. Everyone knows about Chicago, but I'm just trying to illustrate that the notion that someone brought crime down is ridiculous because the shootings in Chicago are so pervasive. It happens so often that it is meaningless and irrelevant to talk about crime being down. 3 people killed, 21 shot, weekend shootings across Chicago. Let's go. Ages 17 to 53. Look at the shootings. The shootings are all happening in just this specific area of the town. This Dalton County. Let's see. So yeah, this is Chicago, Skokie, Cicero, all that. From Friday, first shooting of the weekend. Look at how we're talking about it like a fucking sports betting company. The 6-year-old man, 6:48 in the morning, shot multiple times in the body, Mount Sinai Hospital, critical condition. The 2-year-old man self-transported to Christ after he was shot multiple times in the arm, dude. South State Street, 6:30 p.m., 8:30 p.m. Treated and released. Shot multiple times in the arm. Is that a mass shooting? No. If 26 people all fire weapons, and each of them fire, let's say they're all using Glocks, and the Glock magazine capacity is 16 rounds, let's say 16, one in the chamber, so 17. 26 people fire 17 shots at a car filled with 2 people. The police are going to find 442 shell casings at the scene, thereabout. Let's call it 400. But that is not a mass shooting because maybe miraculously only one of the people in the car got hit. So that's not a mass shooting. But they fired 400 shots. So think about that when people talk about mass shootings. This guy got shot multiple times in the arm. So think about that very well. All right. 40-year-old man sitting inside a parked car on Westcott Street when a man on a scooter approached and pulled out a gun. The victim also pulled out a gun. The victim was shot once in the leg and groin, dude. Oh, fuck off. Other shootings, 5 p.m. Friday, 5 a.m. Monday. Let's see, 9 a.m. Person shot found for 3-year-old man outside. Multiple gunshot wounds to the body. Victim died on scene. Ew. There's 1-year-old transported to Christ Hospital, shot once in the leg. He told officers he was shot by an unknown man wearing all black. Just random people just going around shooting people randomly. But trust me, they're mostly black. Well, not trust me, but usually they're black. Whatever. South Federal Street, the 4-year-old woman outside shot by an unknown man who fled the scene, which was hit in the leg and transported to, oh my god, fair condition. Okay. South Artesian Avenue, 23-year-old man was on the sidewalk when a sedan pulled up and somebody inside started shooting the fucking drive-by. The man was shot in the right arm and taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center in good condition after being shot in the right arm. Okay, good condition. Crazy. This is in the span of 45 minutes, guys. West Jackson Boulevard, man on the street, someone shot him in the right thigh. Mount Sinai Hospital, fair condition. West Madison Street, male of unknown age was in a stairwell when someone shot him in the head. He is in critical condition. Someone just shot him in the head. I want you guys to notice that these stories are so many that they had to strip off the trappings of, let's say, it's a gang-related incident, 63rd Street, old block. They're not telling you these trappings. They're just telling you that, yeah, this person got shot, that person got shot, shot in the leg, shot in the head, shot indoors, shot outdoors, shot from inside the vehicle, shot while inside the vehicle. That is what we're seeing here. I like it. I like how direct they are. They're not giving you excuses, although I would like to have descriptions of the shooters and of the shootees. The people who are getting shot and the people who are shooting would like descriptions because we want to check and see if they are black or not. We think they are. Let us find out. Right. West Division Street. 53-year-old man shot, getting into an argument with another man. Victim was shot in the head. Pronounced dead at Loyola Medical. Jesus. West Polk Street. Woman outside, standing near the entrance of an alley when she heard several gunshots and felt pain. She was shot in the ankle. Mount Sinai, good condition. She was unable to provide further details of the incident. How's that for crime statistics? 11 p.m. South Wells Street. 35-year-old man. Unknown man shot him during an argument. An unknown man shot him during an argument. So how do you argue with somebody you don't know? And how do you get shot in the lower back? When arguing with someone you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, so you have these people who are getting shot and they're not snitching. They're not telling you who these people are. How do you get into an argument with someone you do not know? For fuck's sake, please. Anyways, victim was hit in the lower back and suffered a graze wound to the chin. Northwest in serious condition. He may never walk again. Man, black people, man. Fuck. All right. West Wellington, 24-year-old woman was walking outside. A silver SUV approached her. 3 unknown men exited the vehicle, demanded the victim's belongings at gunpoint. A physical struggle ensued. One of the robbers shot the victim before returning to the vehicle and fleeing the scene. The victim was hit in the abdomen and taken to Illinois Masonic in good condition. This is the part where I struggle, where they say that a 24-year-old woman is shot in the abdomen and she's in good condition. They can hit something. They can hit her fucking womb and she may never be able to give birth again. But it's like, yeah, 3 men in an SUV came out and then a physical struggle ensued with 3 men. She's struggling with 3 men. She's being fucking robbed. Anyways, North Cambridge. Person shot, found a 41-year-old man on the ground with multiple gunshot wounds. Northwestern Hospital, he died. South Kingston, 37-year-old man and a second man of unknown age were outside walking when an unidentified vehicle approached, and a man exited the vehicle and began shooting in the victim's direction. The second man inside the vehicle also began to shoot at the victims. What is going on in this town? The 7-year-old was hit in the abdomen and taken to UFC in critical condition. The second victim was hit twice in the hip and may never fucking walk again. But he was taken to UFC, listed in fair condition.